Hi, Teacher Gee here with writing tips. Now let's look at this comment, how to write about a person such as Tun Dr. Mahathir. Well, it depends. I would love to know the exact instructions of that exam question, because usually exam questions are general. So it could be write an essay about a person who has inspired you, right? Who has impacted you. So a person who makes your life better, right? Or it could be write an essay about a person you look up to, you aspire to be like. So a person you want to become like, right? Or it could be write about a famous figure. And in that context, a political figure like Tun Dr. Mahathir would be befitting, or any famous person. So it could be a famous singer, it could be a famous YouTuber, it could be a famous athlete. So if it's one of those exam questions that are more general about who has inspired you and or who you aspire to become, then my advice to you is to write an essay about someone you are close to, someone you've known for years, someone you've experienced kindness and guidance from firsthand, usually family or friends. So your mother or father or sibling or grandmother or grandfather or uncle or auntie or friend, right? And this advice is good because when you write about someone who's not famous, someone whose life isn't in articles or on Wikipedia, then you don't have to worry about being wrong about the facts. So you can play things up, you can be a little dramatic, because again, an English writing exam is about how well you write, not necessarily about the absolute truth. But of course, if the essay question is obvious in that it wants you to write about a famous figure in the world, then hopefully you have had time to practice this kind of essay in class and then research anyone famous that you love, right? So you can read articles about them, watch documentaries, watch movies, watch videos about them, so you have some facts, some information in your back pocket. However, if this is your first time seeing this kind of question during an exam, then your best bet is to write about a famous person that you love, because chances are you know a lot of things about them. So if that's not Tun Dr. Mahathir but a K-pop idol instead, go ahead and write that essay. Do not feel embarrassed about the things you love, plus it's only your teacher that's going to read the essay. So now let's get into the tips for the contents of the essay. Think about a person's trajectory of life, the highlight reel of their life, right? And these are some topics that you can explore in your writing. You can talk about their early life. What kind of family were they born into? Their parents, their siblings. You can talk about where they were born and raised. You can talk about their education, their primary school, secondary school, university, or skills training. You can talk about their character. You can talk about their kindness and give examples of when they were kind, or about their bravery and give an example about a time they were deeply brave. You can talk about their contributions to society, right? Their major works of art, their most famous songs, or their most famous awards, or inventions, or acts of volunteerism. You can talk about the struggles they faced in their life, their financial struggles, the racism and ableism that they had to face, or the mental health struggles, right? So these are some of the topics you could explore. But again, if it's an exam, think about your word count and think about talking about the most important information to get to know this person. And my last tip is to connect the facts to your feelings about this person, right? Ultimately, it's about how this person has impacted you, right? if the examiner wanted to get to know this famous person, they could just Google them and read their Wikipedia page. So this essay is about the examiner getting to know you as well. So say you're talking about their art. So connect it back to you. How has their art inspired your art? Maybe it's made you start putting out videos online where you sing or you paint, right? Or if you're talking about how kind they are and giving examples about that, how has their kindness inspired you to be kinder? And what are the kind things that you do in turn? Like, have you started volunteering? Feel free to point out the similarities and differences between you and this person you're writing about. Say both of you were the eldest children in your family and you can relate to that kind of responsibility. Or both of you went to the same secondary school, so you feel like if they can achieve their dreams, you can try your best to. Or you've never been the bravest person, but lately you've been trying to stand up for yourself, and what they've done really encourages you or makes you feel supported. Or in your darkest moments, their songs or words have cheered you up, right? So you can write this as its own paragraph before the conclusion about all the ways they've impacted you, or you can pepper in all these points throughout the paragraphs or the last sentences of each paragraph. Feel free to share any of your questions on your English exams and I'll try my best to answer them. And as usual, give me a follow, give me a like, and share this video with your friends so they can learn too.